how to start, grow, and manage a small account. Super important. I mean, so many traders have come here in the chat over the last month and a half. Of course, we're starting our small account challenge. The SAC, trying to rock and roll, get that thing growing. But for most traders, it's a difficult task. I mean, it's super difficult to kind of grow that small account, to kind of, find your niche, right? Like I said, seeing earlier, I think it was, oh my gosh, all the names slipped my mind. Who was it again earlier? Not KM Black Bear, but there are multiple traders, is my point, that are in that kind of confused state. It takes a while for you to learn and understand things. So I've wanted to record this lesson for a while to now finally get this into how to start that, that challenge, and then grow that challenge, and then start managing along the way. And for myself, a little background on me, Josh Smith is my name. I'm not AK-47. My name is Josh Smith. Went into broadcast journalism, was a radio show host. My dad's been a morning show host for years in radio here, from Memphis to Boston. Had an offer to go to Australia. I found out when after graduating, how would you have felt if we moved to Australia? I'm like, huh, when, what? And anyway, so you get my point. So he finally settled in where we're here, or I should say where I'm from, in Little Rock, Arkansas. I've been there forever, staple of Arkansas. Everywhere we'd go. I mean, we'd go to Florida on vacation. I'm like, oh, Tommy Smith. And I'm like, God, this is nuts. So of course I see that going, man, I want to talk about sports. I want to, be on the radio, put me behind a mic, and let's make some money and have some fun and work, So went into that. Well, when I was working for Dallas, when I was down in Dallas working for the Ticket and ESPN down there, main sports reporter for TCU, did all their sports, and of course cover the Cowboys, the Mavs, yada, yada, yada. Well, to fill in time, I had to do a lot of boring work. I had to do, board op. Board op, you're just sitting there, just making sure they're talking. Well, while they were talking, and at first, when I first started, I had to do overnight. So how to fill in a shift. And at point being, I eventually found penny stocks. And I'm going, what is this thing called penny stocks? This is interesting, man. You can make, you see Dek or anyone in chat, you can make even me at that time, you can make $200-$300. Wow, in a matter of 10 minutes, 5 minutes, a minute, you just see wow, you're seeing these. So I'm watching these videos, filling in the time, and that's what I would say that to y'all. That's what you need to start with. Just watch some videos, try to soak it all in. And so that's what I did for 2015. This is August. That's when I started watching videos. So August 2015, here I am. Discover penny stocks. I'm watching videos left and right, many hours. Oh yeah, KM Black Bear calling me. You were confused. It wasn't KM Black. I forgot who it was. KM Black Bear. I was like, no, it wasn't you. It was someone else. Sonny. I forgot the name. Anyway, regardless. Point being, like me, when I'll get there, you're confused. Even me at first. But what's intriguing is, to like me and many people, wow, seeing people profit the way they're profiting. And so I'm just trying to figure it out at first. So for those first 6 months, all the way until literally January 1st, 2016, that's when I opened my boom. Then I have this goal. Okay, boom. I'm going to watch, videos all the way up until the new year. 6 months of, 5-ish months of training, watching videos left and right. I'll be prepared. I'm going to open up this account with E-Trade. Got my E-Trade Pro account rocking and rolling. Boom, was in, I forgot how many, couple of different chats. Okay, I'm going to get in a couple of different chats. I'm going to learn more stuff, and then I'll be in 2 different chats. So I'll be really, be able to be on top of it and get these alerts. Oh, I was so wrong. The main thing for me was that fear. I couldn't really grow. I was stuck in the little recession where I didn't know what I wanted to do, how I wanted to trade, right? And so it took me a while. It took me quite a while to figure out, those first few months of 2016 to figure out what I wanted to do. Then, like you see me, NAKD, I brought up into, that was one of the stocks I got into on a merger. Okay, yes, finally in, and I got in on a decent price, like $250 before it started spiking to $3 one day. Didn't lock in my profit. Then it starts kind of falling back to 250, then below, back down to 2, then back up to 250, then back. It would kind of always approach 250 in my entry, and I never would just like I tell traders now, hey, when it dips down below your entry price, if you get back up close to your entry, lock it up. Say you better be lucky you're pretty much coming out even. Well, I wasn't that smart, and I finally locked out for about close to $1,000 loss after holding it for months, thinking it was finally going to keep spiking. Never really did, and of course it dwindled down to the cents you see now that it costs literally, like I said, it literally was pennies, and it's had so many reverse splits. So just struggling, right? Trying to find my way, figure out what I want to do, how I want to trade. So all of 2016, I'm doing that, just trying to figure it. But I'm also working, so it's hard. I understand that, team. I understand trying to figure out how to trade and how to go to your job and manage those two and learn at the same time. Manage your family, cook dinner, clean the house, do your laundry, so on and so forth. It's hard. It's not easy. It takes that extra little bit of time, that extra bit of effort to put in, whether it's at weekend, whether it's okay, finally a little bit of downtime. Oh wow, I get a morning to trade and learn. And that's what I'd advise any of you to do. So back to me and my journey. Struggle. Finally, in here, find Dek. Literally, essentially a beautiful Valentine's Day present. Still to this day, thank you, sweetheart. My man, Sean Dek, my sweet Dek. My sweetheart, my sweet Dek. Found him literally right before Valentine's Day 2017. And that, did the free trial, signed up, and said, man, I like this guy. This is kind of cool. I like this chat. I'm really digging this. This is kind of me. This is what I like. I'm fitting in. I'm understanding what they're saying. This fits my style more so what I'm wanting to do. And that was it. Then it started to hit me. What is my style? I'm trying to go live. Oh, well, he's telling me about this paper trading thing. I'm not really doing so good live. I can't ever trade. I have that fear, factor in. Every time I want to pull the trigger, I'm just not pulling the trigger, and then I'm pulling the trigger in the wrong area because I finally pulled it. I'm not there yet. So, boom, paper trade. Really start discovering yourself. Then I start doing that, adding that with the vocabulary, learning what VWAP and what it really, is and stands, all these different little things, learning those vocab. Well, I do that for a few months, kind of like you said, be green for a few months. I wasn't up much, but enough to go, okay, you know what? Just for a little side, it's just my side hustle for now. Let me try to get some, some trades in now. Okay, I'm good. I think I can get, just make 100 here, 100 there. Didn't work out again. Still couldn't pull the trigger. Some days green, some days red. And just like, I'm just 50-50 essentially. Wasn't green, wasn't red. Really wasn't, losing money, but really wasn't making anything. And so frustrated still. So finally, middle of 2017, this is when E-Trade Pro was giving me fits. I'll move over to Thinkorswim fully because I've already downloaded that thanks to Dek saying, hey, there's this thing called paper trading, guys. Y'all should do it. And Thinkorswim was obviously like we all say, hey, it's free. Go download the platform and open up an account and start paper trading. It's free. Go do it. You don't have to have money in the account. Anyway, start doing that and going, okay, that's just, hey, I'm like I said, moving away from E-Trade Pro. So I moved all my funds over to Thinkorswim, now fully on Thinkorswim, but paper trading. This is probably July or August 2017. So I'm 2 full years in of learning, studying, kind of going back and forth. Of course, have my day jobs, right? Literally the sports reporter, then had to go work at Fogo de Show. Look it up. It's a great little Brazilian steakhouse to get some extra money in because, of course, unless you're the main dude on the radio, reporting and being on the radio just doesn't make money. And there isn't a lot of money in there unless you're that main dude that's talking in the morning or in the afternoon drive. Regardless, I'm working my butt off trying to figure this out, and then finally saved up enough money, been working hard on both ends, going, hey, I'm gonna put one of these side jobs. I'm gonna quit Fogo, just do the reporting here and there, which I can move a lot of that at home because I'm just essentially editing audio and video. Board hopping only here and there. Now I can actually get in the morning, really start honing in, watching Dek, which I've now kind of getting, which you'll get to what I advise you to do. Once you get there, start paper trading with us every morning that you can be here. Because when you see those stocks move, there's nothing like being in front of a live stock and actually learning then. It's cool to go watch my recaps of my videos. That's good to soak that in, right? But it's what? Like we always say, it's game time for one reason and one reason only. Because we do all that practice for a reason, right, team? So when we get to game time. So that's what I did. 2017, now 2 full years of trying to learn. Now I'm really going to put it to the grind and say, hey, now you're going to do this at the end of the year again. You're instead of course, 2 years prior, it was studying. Well, this time I'm actually paper trading for 5 straight months from August all the way until December and going, bro, you're going to be not only green, but super green and up $5,000 to $10,000, close to each month. Reset each month at $2,000, whatever you're going to open your account with, which was right around $2,000. And let's see you grow it. So every month I'd start at $2,000. I'd grow it up to say $3,500. I'm like, okay, good start, Josh. Good job, AK. Next month, now October, started back at $2,000. Ooh, wow, up to $7,200. Look at you go. Because 2017 was rather hot. We had the blockchain going on too. And now, of course, by the end, I forgot what I built it up to each month. Every month I started, I got over around 5,000. It's close to December because of blockchain. I made over $10,000 paper trading. I'm going, oh, if I was, and of course you get that mindset in, but then you got to let it motivate you. Going, man, that could be real money. I know what I'm doing now. So January 2018, go live full time, rocking and rolling. Here we go. Let's rock and roll, Dek. Let's go, Sean. Let's go, team. Let's go, Iggy. Whoever all's been in chat that long. Finally, start slowly profiting, seeing it come in. Now I am essentially a full time day trader. Not that I'm making all my money from that, right? I still have other incomes coming in till this day. But I'm like, hey, now I'm gonna be a full time trader. I'm gonna be in here every morning. I'm going to find my play every morning. I'm going to be in here. I'm not going to, no, I'm in here every day for sure. Just like I am now. Although some days because I have other stuff going on, I'm still kind of in here, some days, but you won't see many alerts from me, but I'm still in and out. I've gotten that. And of course, I'm fiending for it now. You get that to where you're just like, you have to be like Dek. You want Saturday, you want to trade every day almost. But regardless, then of course my point being now the journey just slowly continue on. Where I started my account, 2018, finally going to go live again, and I did. Started going green, and slow but surely, grew that $2,000 because I'm taking money from it, right? So that account only grew, and I probably profited $15,000 maybe $20,000 that first year, but I only grew it till like I've said in chat, I only grew that to probably around $5,000 where because I'm living off of that, and I kept taking some out, and then I'd take some out, and so I know I don't have a big account to trade with, but I kind of need that money because I know, hey, I understand that it's not big time money, and I know it'll get there, but I'm gonna kind of live off that, kind of doing a little different than what Dek's saying, hey, because I didn't grow it to 30, 40, 50,000 fast like POV or some people can or have. I just didn't do that. I was growing it nice and slow. I was taking my time, going in smaller share sizes, really getting comfortable 2018, and just like I said, $15,000 or whatever it was. So it wasn't much, but I only grew my account toward the start of 2019. Last year, 2019, it was only up to $5,000. 4 or 5, whatever it was. And only at the end, my point being, in last year, in the beginning of this year, it was at, remember I've told everyone, if you've heard this lesson, beginning of this year, it was at $10,000. So yes, I only grew it, say $2,500 to $3,000 that first year, and only $5,000, but I made $15,000 the first year, probably around $25,000 to $30,000 in 2019 from trading. But of course, because I was taking that out of my account. So I'm living off of that. So now this year I'll start my account with $10,000. And now this year I've made about, like I said, each year it's grown. $25,000, or $15,000 2018, $25,000 to $30,000 last year. And now this year I'm up to it kind of keeps doubling. And I knew that would happen to where I'm up to a little over $60,000 this year. Where of course now my account has grown to where I've now have, or earlier this year, where I had 2 different accounts and still do, but I had my Lightspeed account almost up over the PDT before I kind of took, funds out of it and kind of wanted to do some, put into savings instead of the other. So regardless, I'm each year, $15,000 2018, about $25,000 in 2019. Now this year, we're close to 30, but now this year I've doubled that for sure and moved that up to right over $60,000 for this year, which is great. I'm pushing close to 70 now. I was hoping I would skyrocket, maybe push to 100K for the year overall, with me in a super hot November and December. Just haven't got that yet. Now, I'm not saying it can't be done, but so you get my point. The slow, steady process. 2015 for about 5 months studying, learning, watching as many videos as I could soak in. 2016, have many jobs going on, but so struggling to get trades in, but still trying to learn, find myself. Not getting many trades in because I just don't know what I'm doing. Now 2017, I'm going to go, okay, you know what, AK Josh, 2 full years in, you invested this much time in, like anyone should. Take your time. Let's start finding yourself, as I did, to where you can go live in a year or sometime soon and then go full-time live where you're in here every morning. So 2018, I did that. And have been, like I said, in here in chat every day since, for the last 3+ years now, full-time trading, and it slowly has progressed. And like I said, there's not going to be many POV Joshuas of the world, although he's been trading longer than me now. This is, I'm sure, one of his first big years. It's not like he grew. I mean, I know it was smaller this year because he's done a small account challenge all year, but he's been trading like double my time. So he's been trading for like, 6 years or something like that, I think. So know that as time goes on, team, as time goes on and you keep pushing, I promise you, profits will come in, and the more you push and work and try to profit and learn, you can't just let it, I'm going to trade and follow Dek and no, you've got to put the work in, and will see those benefits. But to get in now, there's a little bit of quick background about me, but what you need to do, what you've seen on the screen here, paper trade, as I've said, and find your own trading style. That's the first thing you need to do. So any of you that are just now in the chat, paper trade team, this is the start of the whole success of finding real money success. Yes, anyone can go straight into real money, but most people will lose, as we see. Most were going to fail. As I love Dek said, his saying, he doesn't say it too much anymore, but how many are you going to literally pick up say it's the first time you picked up a basketball. You think you're literally going to be playing in the NBA, even like next year I guess here in a few months when they're going to start the season. But you get my point. Here next month when they start the season, you think if you just picked up a basketball today, you're going to be out there balling with all the boys in the NBA next year, or even in the WNBA, needless to say. You would be getting schooled by all those women for sure. For sure you'd be getting schooled. So you get my point. First time you're sitting in front of a piano, how long do you think it's going to be until you're playing Beethoven, rocking out Elton John? A years, team, years. So understand that it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. No matter how good you think you are right off the bat, you're not going to be the best that's doing it. You're not going to be that good, most likely. Practice, practice, practice. Yes, team. Keep doing the paper trading. Because I'm telling you, any goat will tell you practice makes perfect, right? Or better. I don't care what AI ever tells you. Oh, Allen Iverson, AI. Practice? We talking practice? Yes, we're talking practice. Come on, Allen Iverson. Be humble and willing to learn, team. finding what works best for you. We're all different and learn and find success in different ways. So yes, come into chat every morning watching someone, trade like Dek, following alerts. It's a good thing, but don't always be the sheep. Want to learn from those alerts and those trades. Figure out why we got in those areas, or why we went ahead and sold, or why we stopped ourselves out and took a loss. I'm telling you. And also, go over your trades like we did today. I'll go over even the trades here in a little bit. Always go over your trades. Even years later, always go over your trades. Go over the today's plays. Look at what happened. Ingrain these things in your head. Becoming your own trader, that's when you'll find and narrow down what works best for you. Also, with that said, paper trading account real quick. Don't go open up a paper trading account with like 50 or 100,000. I mean, if you're open up your real account with that much, that's fine. But if you're going to open up a real account with $5,000, before you open that account with $5,000, you go open this paper trade. You get your paper trading account going. Like I said, paper trade first team. After all that studying. And guess what? Don't go open it with 50K. Open it with 5K. If you're going to start with 2K, open your paper trading account with 2K and grow with that. Narrow it down. Here's what's next. Narrow it down. What trading style and technique you want to use. Now, I'd suggest 3 tops. 3, maybe. Maybe 3, right? Like I said, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Start with the basics. I know people, there's the MACD and the Bollinger, all these different things. No. Go with like downtrend breaks or bull flag setups. The bounce plays. What I'm doing essentially. Stick to 2 or 3 basics. Just destroy those. Become the master at those. Master those 1 or even 2 things. And I'm telling you, it's going to help benefit you. When you start our first play, basketball, football, any of those things. You weren't throwing out the new again, like football. I hadn't seen it too much recently, but this was like my good example. Remember, like 3, 4, 5 years ago, they just hold a sign up and speaking of Britney, it'd be like Britney Spears, an X. Ice cream sickle, and a steak. And you'd be like, what play is that? How are they reading that? But you get my point. If you're just, boom, first day, all of a sudden you just got pulled off the sideline. Hey, you put a helmet and some pads on. Go out there and you're quarterback now. And then all of a sudden you're out there. Okay, cool, sure, I'll give it a shot. You're going to pay me? Cool, okay, what? You go over and read. Yeah, you're right. You won't even know what that sign means. And you got to read it back to the team. Just basics team. Same with basketball. Remember when you first started playing if you did, forever ago, we weren't even not running plays at first. Even the start practice. Layups, literally started with layups. So we lined up on each side. Remember free throws, bounce. Maybe start with bounce passes, chest passes when you first start. Learn how to dribble. You're not out there trying to run plays. I'm telling you, your brains can only process so much at an effective rate. So start with the basics, VWAP, learning, the level 2, watching and learning volume, candlesticks, finding different support and resistance areas, past chart history, those sort of things. I'm telling you, team, put your brain to the test. Not only you're doing those double whammies, you're learning all these different, being in chat every day, learning with them, all these different, doing these lessons that we're doing from volume, scaling in and out, candlestick type stuff, level 2, bounce plays, my sandwich area, all these different lessons. You're putting those and ingraining them into your head, but then you're watching them live, watching them happen in front of you. I'm telling you, you can only learn so much. So just slowly but surely learn these things. Being in chat, putting these things slowly but surely together, and you'll notice. And I'm telling you, once you found your 3 maybe trading styles, 1 or 2, like me, I only have like 1 or 2 that I really go to all the time, slowly working in 3 or 4. But this will not only build up some thicker skin. Oh, my point being, I was going to say, of course, when you find those 3 trading styles, that's when you have the niche. Now, work on those. Work on them over and over again. Like I did, the bounce plays. I finally figured that out. I love those big red candles like ORMP earlier where they kind of drop down to support. Huge red candle. Now, Dek, you've seen them trying to turn to those this year for bounce and dip buys. I've started noticing those and why. And okay, here's why they're happening. Oh, they're supporting resist. Okay, cool. Now I've got it. Now this is my go-to. So build those up. Do them over and over and paper trade that and paper trade that and paper trade that to where you're just pulling, boom, okay, pull it. You're like a robot. Trigger, pull, sell, buy. You just like a robot because you've done it so much. I'm telling you. And then the next step. It's huge, right? Be green for at least 3 months, if not 6 months. I say, go longer than 3 if you want to. But this will build up not only some thicker skin for when you do lose, right? You're losing some of those months, but also build up confidence for all those wins when you start getting a month together. Okay, my first green month. All right, let's go for 2 in a row. Now, you don't get a second in a row. You're red. Okay, back to the first. You got to start over. And it's just that challenge, like a video game. I want to get to level 3. 3 straight months of being green. Then maybe let me push it to 4. Let me go to overtime and make sure I still have it, That's my point. Depending on who you are, maybe after 3 months, like I was saying, you can take it to real money. But like sometimes like me, maybe you're still a little bit worrisome. You're questioning yourself. You're still on 100%. That's where you can go a little longer. There's no timetable set. It's all up to you. This is not I've got it. And you shouldn't just rush into this going, I need money now. I've got to make, $2,000. Like it's like you owe someone money, but I need $2,000 by tomorrow. Or no, this is just, I want to learn how to make some extra cash. Maybe eventually, like, the POV Joshua's, team. Of the world. the Decks, obviously, of the world. Many others in chat. Turf Trader making 8K today. We'll get there, right? Take your 100, 200. You like Dex said, you wake up with $50 in your pocket? Did you wake up with 150 in your pocket? No. Hello? That's a Black Friday deal right there. Go get you a new TV, $150. So you get my point. Take that along the way. See someone profiting 5K and go, woo, that's me now. I'm coming. I'm getting you. I'm coming. So I'm telling you, there's no timetable set, team. Just be green for 3 months, if not 6. Know what you're doing paper trading style. Now, the transition to real money, I found out 2 or 3 times. It's a hard one. Ooh, it's a tough one. It's like putting me up on the roof the other day doing my Christmas lights, or really more so on the top of a whatever massive high rise, and I'm on the on the little balcony, the edge right there, and I'm just looking down going, whoa. I hate heights. I don't know what it is. When I was a kid, I'd be leaning over trying to jump off essentially. Now, I don't even see over floor 25. I'm already, as soon as I get over 25 for whatever, I'm like, okay, I don't even want to get close to a railing. So you get my point. It all kind of comes back to what? You. And now back to me. Everyone's a little different. So when you transition to real, it's going to be a little tougher than you think. Now, it's going to be tougher for each person, right? Some it's maybe not so hard for, and we've seen a lot, just go throw money around like it's like like they can go to Vegas, and they're just, like we saw Clark Griswold on Vegas Vacation, 100, 200, you're just throwing money left and right. You're going, what are you doing, bro? Like, come on, let's slow it down. Let's figure out what you're doing first before you go throw money around. But some can. But there's a lot like me. Oh, they start second guessing their plan. They start maybe putting that, formulating that plan, which is huge, which we're going to get into, right? Forming that plan. But it's hard at first. Hard pulling that trigger, hesitating. The fear has set in. So what to do? Stick to your plan. Now, this also comes back to when you start paper trading, right? Narrowing down what works best for you. Stick to your plan. Remember, you was just doing that. You were just paper trading. You were successful for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. You know what you're doing. You're just letting it get to your head. I'm telling you, it can happen. You get a little fearful. So stick to that plan, team. That's the best way to eliminate emotions and fear. Remember my old saying, there's no time for emotion in this scenario. There's not. The more you can eliminate that emotion, the better and more successful trader you'll be. So create that plan where you're going to buy, sell, your stop loss. Stick to it. That's just that simple. I can't even just that simple. ABC. A, create a plan. B, your buy, your whatever. And C, stick to it. I mean, essentially, it's just that simple. Stick to your plan you create. B, small sizing regardless at first, team. When you first start trading, go small sizes. I am not even when you start paper trading, just to get even when you start paper trading, you want to be wrong. Some also in paper trading and just go in and start throwing around thousands of shares. But when you for sure go live and you are going real money, I can't tell you how this helped. This helped me, team. Because I remember someone saying that to me, and then all these other people, oh yeah, that helped me, AK, or helped me, Josh. And then same people, then I had to tell that to, and they're saying, oh, it helped me, AK, it did. I mean, yeah, you're right. Go smaller share sizes. So you were seeing yourself visually getting in these trades with live money. Of course, then go study over and go over your trade. But the more you see yourself trade, the more confident you'll become, thus limiting that fear. No one, team, is going to win all the time. So you can't let that get to you. And the other thing, I know your wins won't be that big. I understand that. That's fine. You go, well, if I only trade 300 shares or 500 shares here, or even 100 shares, I'm like, that's fine. Just get the trades under your belt. The more you get them under your belt, I'm telling you, the more confident you'll be, the more you'll want to pull the trigger. So if you have, say, a 1 to 2, that's what you're going to start with, 1 to 2,000. That's it, $1 to $2,000. I'd say 100 to 500 shares max. That's it. Do that for a few months, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. You're wow, okay, I'm profiting. I'm green. Let's up it to now 500 to 1,000 shares, and then eventually 1,000 to 2,000. And then you can because what? Your account's growing. And of course, let's go up a little bit more. If you have a $4,000 to $5,000 account, maybe, like I said, anywhere from maybe 100 shares, but up to $1,000 max. You start growing it, or you start off with right around $10,000. Maybe start off with 500 shares, but up to 2,000 max. Maybe eventually work your way up to 3,000 shares when you start, moving your way up. But I'm telling you, smaller share sizes at first will help you get those trades in under your belt if you are catching the fear bug, if you're catching the hesitation bug. Now, which stocks to play? I say play them all. I've got in 100 shares on a stock and made $1,000. Look at wins earlier this year. Got in on that momentum. It broke $50. That was a huge resistance line. It broke $50. It went all the way up to 70 something. I scaled out way too fast, too early, but made $1,000 on 100 shares. Now, of course, usually, stick to your 1, 2, 3, maybe up to $5 to $10 penny stocks. But I'm telling you, anywhere to $5 to $10, we've seen it this year. It's, boom, we've seen 6. Next thing you know, wow, this thing's at 20. Oh boy, we're at $40. Like what it was earlier. The SPI was one of the last ones to do it. It can happen. Get in 100 shares. Just get in small. Ride the momentum up. But I'm telling you, play any of the stocks. But once you start pulling the trigger, sticking to that plan, you notice yourself trading every chance you get. That's when you start scaling up. Like me earlier with that pullback to ORMP, straight. I halfway hesitated, but because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I just was literally been talking about this for the last 2 minutes as this is happening. No hesitation. Was ready to pull the trigger. You can't let that hesitation go by because then what? Boom, then the bounce has already happened. Then you're in the midway. Your profit's nothing. And most likely a lot of the time you, like I said, not profiting much, and you're most likely having to cut your losses out quick because it's fallen over and you've missed the bounce. So over time, and trades, I'm telling you, and doing the trades, the confidence builds as anything you do in life, right? First time you got on a bike as a kid, I remember I had the training wheels on, and my brother laughed his butt off at me, and I was just fine, but you get my point. I was still a little scared, but what do you do? Like a big brother does, especially when he's like 7 years older than you. Took them training wheels right on off of my, my new bike, and I'm like, I just got this thing. I don't want to, scratch. That was my main thing. But of course, anything about, I want to scratch my knees up. And sure enough, it was a learning process. It took me a few laps essentially around the block to really get down to riding without training wheels. But what? My brother pushed me, and it didn't happen at first. That first time I got on, I was scared. But the more I did it, you best believe I was zooming down and up and down and everywhere across that neighborhood with that bike, right, team? But that very first time, a little scary. Like anything, and even like simple stuff, athletes, musicians, doctors, pilots, back to what I was saying earlier, first time you do it, they're probably, I'm sure all of them a little scared. First time Tiger walked on the tee, first time a doctor's doing a surgery, first time a pilot's, flying his full 250, 200 passenger, plane, flying from New York to LA, and he's like, oh my gosh, my first, I don't know if that'd be his first flight, but you get my point. You'd be going, I'm sure there'd be a little nerves there. So it happens with everything. But the more you do it, the more you get better at it, and of course become great. One of my favorite sayings of all time, besides for the stock market, there's no time for emotion in this scenario, is this, and especially has everything to do with the stock market. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. How often do we say patience in chat, team, with a Y? Patience, like paying yourself. Be patient. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time, and they really are. Anytime your trading plans don't go as planned, and it's been a month or so of, just say it's being inconsistent, just not consistent. It's inconsistent. Like I was explaining to me, it's a little bit back and forth. Not really gaining anything, but not really losing anything. You're just kind of hesitating. Head back to step 1. Go back to paper trading, narrowing down your styles. What it is that you were doing and were so successful and effective for 3, 4, 5, 6 months paper trading that you were so good at. Go back to reworking those. There's no need to continue second guessing yourself, maybe possibly losing more in your account, putting yourself in a deeper hole. I just can't do this type thing. Just start back over. Hey, there's no timetable. Once again, don't come into this going, I've got to make $1 million by this time next year. No, not happening. Be lucky to make get a whatever type return. Like a 100% return in what you start with. To double your account, to grow it from 5 to 10,000 in a year for your first year. That'd be hard to do. I'm telling you, it's not the easiest of things. Unless you've studied and paper traded for months on end before that. So always, if you start second guessing yourself and you do go live, you've gotten to this point, just head back to step 1. And the main thing is, remember, you're not alone in this team. We've all been there. That's why this is such a great chat and community. There's so many to help to learn from. Me, Dek, Iggy. Literally just said something. I didn't even know that Iggy just said, but you get my point. I'm just scroll up and chat. I mean, there's so many people that have, that have literally been trading for a long time in here that are great traders. Just, DM them. Obviously, Dek, Taylor Trader, POV Joshua, anyone that's green in here. They've been trading for a very long time. Just DM them. I mean, there's other traders that that aren't green that obviously are pretty good. That risky trader, I think he was on that banked however much today, the $40,000. I mean, there are traders here in chat that know what they're doing, so don't be scared and reach out to them. So that is the last little thing. Just ask for it, team. You need help. You're stuck somewhere. If this hasn't even helped you, and I swear I'm trying to paper trade and narrow my style down, and just ask. Just try to narrow down what you need help with, and we'll work with you. That's what I love about it. And real quick, margin or cash. Real quick, I forgot about the bottom. Tell me again, or to me again, it's what suits best for you. Same with whatever chat room, whatever trading platform, broker, whatever trading style and strategy, whatever works best for you and you're finding yourself most successful with, you should go with. Now, of course, at first, I'd say maybe cash just so you can get some trades on your belt. No need to have margin, all that extra buying power, which usually at first, even if it's a smaller account, you're not going to have much more buying power, even if it's only 2 times. my point being, I'm a margin person. So eventually it's going to maximize you. So when you know what you're doing, you've kind of gotten it under your belt, or if you do just want to start with margin, but I prefer margin. Now at first I'd say maybe start with cash, kind of slowly kind of grow it and get comfortable, get those 100 share, 500 shares trades out of your way, eventually work your way up to that, 1,000, you're always doing 1,000 shares or so. Okay, then we'll go over to margin now. Let me get double whatever you're at buying power to kind of really start maximizing those gains. But there you go. There's a little tidbit from my background, how to start, grow, and manage a small account. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit there. And like I said, now to have this recorded is huge for me, so I can help out any new traders if they need this. And perfect limits on the dot, a 30-minute little lesson. Like I said, a little background to show you my growth and where I've gotten to now. And then secondly, just how to grow that small account, how to start. Like I said, it's like Dek says, hey, soak up all the knowledge you can, all the videos you can. Then start paper trading those and try to start formulating those plans and narrowing down your style. Then once you have done that, then start paper trading and going green for a little bit. And then once you start narrowing that down and going green for a little bit, and you've gotten your trades, and well, it's been 4 months, and I'm up, every month, that you're kind of hitting those goals you want to be up by. Boom, now transition to real money. But once again, always stick to that plan. Don't let the fear bug get you. Stick to the plan and go smaller share sizes, because that little double whammy there will help you. Stick into the plan, go smaller share sizes, and then, like I said, that confidence will build up over time. And of course, again, you're just not alone. So any of the struggle you need, you start struggling anywhere time going live. Once again, just repeat. Rinse, repeat, whatever it is, but essentially start back at 1. Start the process all over again. You will get there. This isn't like I said, this isn't a race. It happens slowly but surely over time. 1 year in, wow, hey, look at the progress. 2, 3, now I can't imagine every year. I'm like, I can't imagine myself a year from right now, just because I'm so excited to see how much further and much more knowledge and where I'll be a year from right now. So a year ago, like I said, a year ago right now, someone would have told me I'd be going live on Fridays giving these lessons, and I'm like, man, really? That's what because it was really starting to hit me last year that I wanted to do this for a living for sure now, and then maybe eventually have my own chat or go live or help Dek out as the best I can. Kind of mention him like, hey man, let's kind of build one of those communities where you have multiple people going live and really have a couple, 2 or you're the main man, but me build those 2 or 3, 4 other faces, and well, boom, here you go. And so we've gotten there, and we have our green traders in chat. I get to go live on Friday. So, someone would tell me that a year ago. I'm like, huh, really? I'll be going live on Fridays? Like, and then, but starting in April, not like in 6 months, I'll be going live. What? So you just, like I said, keep pushing, team, keep pushing, keep pushing. So hopefully that's helped you out. Great little lesson there.